Alright, welcome to part 12 of Dark Souls 3. And we are now at the Road of Sacrifices, heading on to the next area. The crazy thing about this next area, it's essentially, from all that I've seen here, it looks like Blighttown. This seems to be the Blighttown area. But it's not. It doesn't nearly have the reputation that Blighttown has. It actually is pretty manageable. You just need to go in with poison resistant stuff, so if you picked up the Drang armor like I did earlier, you're going to use it. That's the armor you're going to be using. So now I'm going to be taking on these two NPCs. With one of them, they have the guy to the left on the screen who has that sword. That sword reminds me so much of Inuyasha's blade, the Tessaiga. And I was just like, dude, I was like, that's fucking Inuyasha's sword. I was like, come on. It's like, really? You got Inuyasha's sword? But it's actually pretty cool. It's pretty awesome that it looks just like it. So, I was just like, maybe I should wield that. And I was like, nah, I don't want to. But I do get it from killing him. You get the giant club that the guy just had. And you also get the Tessaiga as well. It's not really called the Tessaiga. It's called something else. But I'm calling it the Tessaiga. And I was so irritated by the fact that I could not remember what the name of that was. For fuck's sakes, it looks just like it. The Exile Greatsword, though. And the Super Club. But yeah, I had to look at it just to be sure. I was just like, what the fuck is that called? I was sitting there like trying to scratch my head. Like, it looks just like the fucking sword in Inuyasha's blade. I was just like, wow, that's awesome. But anyway, we're gonna be. I think honestly enough, I think this part's gonna be longer, only because of the amount of what we have to do. Because sometimes we'll have to go slow, but there are a lot of enemies in here that are they're gonna take a little bit to kill, and it does require me to go through a couple of muck. We actually do fight, and we see an old friend in this part. Well, not an old friend, an old enemy in this part. One that we fought 3 times before. And we do take on one of the first lords of Cinder as well. So we've got a lot to cover today, and this is going to be the longer of the parts, at least in this session, in this sit-down that I recorded here. But we're in the Farron Keep now, aka Poisonville. So, the only reason why I even knew this place existed and how I even discovered it was because I was in a PvE sit-down or session with someone, and instead of them running to the Crystal Sage, they ran over here. And I was just like, huh, that's weird. They ran all the way over here, and I guess they didn't realize that there was a bonfire there. So we ran pretty much almost all the way through this, and I got killed by one of the giant enemies that we'll see later on. So right now I'm trying to decipher what poison resistance armor I'm going to be wearing. You know, and then based on weight, defense, and all that, I'm basically trying to pick out the best one. I do wind up settling on the Drang armor for the most part, for all 3 pieces, I do believe. And I'm just doing comparing and contrasting at this point. Yeah, so I do believe I rock pretty much the entire Drang set, except for the legs. And then, you know, I show off the look. Like, that looks okay. That doesn't look too bad. But then I hate the mask, and I'm just like, the fashion Souls is real, guys. There's so many different fucking choices in what you could have and what you can wear. See, I was gonna wear that fucking big ass fucking thing. I was like, I don't think I ever want to put that on my character's head. I was like, that looks ridiculous. There we go. We got the cathedral, the Deep Knight headset or helmet. So we're gonna rock that, and we're gonna use that with our poison resistance. So now we have a completely different look for this part anyway. And then I think in the next sit down, I think I changed my look again. So it's always constantly changing. It will always constantly change. Now we're in the thick of it. I'm gonna run through, grab as many items as I can. And over there to the right, where that little pillar is in the middle, that little structure, there is an Estus Shard flask there that I neglected to pick up, but I do pick up later. And I do have it, so you'll see the inconsistency in the numbers from one of the sit-downs, and then it'll be jumped up like by one each time. Oh yeah, now I'm figuring out what items I need to go ahead and remove and fix all those. And I know the slugs are still around me somewhere, but I'm trying to be as quick as possible. And I do remember how long this was, but it's essentially not a very big area. It's only big when you actually have to, if you're trudging around through the poison without poison resistance, then it's going to take a lot longer than it needs to. But I'm setting up all this stuff for PvE, PvP, just in case if I do get invaded while I'm here, and whatnot, because my experiences of getting invaded, they happen when I least expect it to. And I mean, I guess that makes sense. It happens when you least expect it. But I don't want to be like, no fucking Estus in. So I'm doing my best to manage Estus better. And I seem to be doing okay. As I progress through this game, I've become less and less reliant on Estus, and more reliant on just not fucking getting hurt. At least that's what I think. I don't know. I don't know if that actually shows in the gameplay, though. But my goal is to get through this place as quickly as possible. And we see one of those guys from Dark Souls 1, actually. When we were going to go fight the Three Kings. Even though I think there was 4. But we're going to fight one of these guys. They have the invisible shield. And I went for a backstab. Went for the full animation. By the way, that is going to be a reoccurring problem with these guys. You go for the backstab, don't even fucking bother. Don't go for the backstab. See, I did it again. Don't go for the backstab. Because they go for that every single time to avoid it. And because you're stuck in the animation, you can't get caught. Or you can get caught with that. Look, I even tried to go for it again. That was 2 times that I went for the backstab and it completely failed me. Now, I don't mind running around the poison. What I am worried about, however, because I did know a little bit about this while I was recording, that there are some sections in this that have deeper water than others. And it's no fun. So now we're gonna keep trudging on through this poison here. Thank God it's not toxic, because, man, that would fucking suck. So our goal here is to activate 3 towers, which, by the way, we'll cut to it later, but I missed the first one. This is the one we're going to is the second one, and then we're heading to the third one. I'm going to explore every other part of this place first, and then we'll head back to the first one. And just do some, some cutting, just to get back to where we are. And I do some exploring in between, which I don't really find much. I think I find fragrant branches of yore and a hat that reminds me of Lucatiel from Dark Souls 2. As a matter of fact, I think that's the exact hat she wears. So, and that hat is on the left side of here with 3 goddamn giant ass enemies who uses trees to beat the living shit out of you with. Fighting all three of them at the same time is a no-no. So yeah, I'm still picking up Titanite shards at this point, and at this point of having Titanite shards, I can't use them, I don't think. Or either that or I don't have enough. And it's going to get to the point where I won't be able to use them on the broadsword that I have. We stay with the broadsword for quite a while throughout the game. A little bit afterwards. So this is my strongest weapon, and it's fast. It's strong, it's fast. I know the range. I thought that was something that I could hit to make fall down, but yeah, it didn't do anything. God damn, it's cold again. Ugh. Oh, I definitely know it's hot outside if my air conditioning's doing that. Ugh. It's a good thing I'm not doing this in my living room. Holy shit, it'd be cold. Yeah, a lot of these enemies can and will inflict you with poison. Except for the giant ones, ironically enough. They don't hit you with poison at all. Showing off that those guys were over there. They are guarding something. Like I already told you what the items were. It's a couple of fragrant branches of yore and the hat. I'm not gonna obviously confront them. I'm making sure there's nothing else around me and that those guys are there. Because I just did that. I did that PvP or PvE run the night before. This was recorded Friday night, and it's now Sunday night. So it's pretty much I made a whole bunch of progress in between all this. No, wait, no, this is not the Friday night recording. This is the Monday night? Tuesday night? I think this is a Tuesday night recording. So we haven't even reached what I recorded this weekend. And this weekend, those sit-downs were a hell of a lot longer. And I'm going to have fun trying to decipher and pick out what the hell I need to fix for that. But I'm going to wait until... I'm going to give myself a little break from recording this game. Maybe do like a little short session. Like this week, and then hopefully all of this will be rendered and ready to go by then. All of what I've recorded so far. But I gotta make sure I take the time to get that shit done. But anyway, this gives you an indication that there are 3, and ironically enough, they do tell you where they're at. Because I missed one, it was directly behind the other one that I activated. So now we need to get 2 more to open up this gate to get to our next destination, which is there. Not too far away from where we're at. God, me putting on my shield is a habit. That is a really strong habit. But once we played Bloodborne and Neo, like I'm not even gonna notice. Not even gonna notice. Completely different mindsets in both games. No, it's funny, I think I've died less accumulatively in Bloodborne than I have in all of the Dark Souls games. All 3. Like, it doesn't even fucking come close. And I think I was only stuck on... one boss? One boss in that game. But it's just because it irritated the shit out of me. But we're not talking about Bloodborne, we're in Dark Souls 3 right now. Alright, and he dropped a heavy gem for us, which, I don't remember what the hell that exactly does, and yeah, there's those 3 right over there. That's still the nope. We're not going over there. We reached our first bonfire for the area, which I was actually thinking about stopping here for the day. originally, and I was just like, okay, I made it to this bonfire, I can stop, and then I can PvE from here. And I was just like, no, you know what? I was like, I might as well just actually continue on, and get out of this area, because I don't want to have to deal with poison shit when I have to come back. Because I didn't know how much longer this place was going to be. So I figured once I opened up the gate, I was just like, well, there's probably going to be more poisonous shit in there. And I had no idea as to who the bosses were coming through in here. What the bosses were connected to it. They did mention it, and Andre, the blacksmith, did mention it as well. But we will be seeing them today. And I actually do believe we are crash free for the rest of this goddamn recording session, which is it's so annoying. It pisses me off like to no end. Undead bone shards, we need that. Definitely need those. Oh man, and then when you're playing a PvE, or PvE is usually when they invade you. But when you're in a PvE situation, or if you're invading, I do believe you're not equipped with everything that you have. Like, you don't have your full amount of Estus. So you're like down to a certain number. The Wolf's Blood Swordgrass is a Covenant item, in which we're going to find that Covenant really soon. There's Estus soup inside that thing. Praise the soup. Sunlight Talisman. And we're going to save that for later. We're not going to drink that right now. I think you can only use it once in this area. And even if after refreshing it doesn't come back. So I just said, fuck it, I'm not going to use it. And we'll go, I'll make do. And we're going to have to head over to the second area to get to the next light. But we're going to climb up here first because there's something special up here. Now, I didn't know this going up here. I knew of the bonfire that was up here. I did not know what was even higher up after this. And I was taken quite aback. But our old friend... We're going to be heading to go fight our old friend, the Stray Demon. And, oh, very, very important. And I do believe I'll show this off later. But because I missed it and we're in this area, it's important for me to mention. When you're up here running around, in that wall by the stairs, don't forget to, hit that wall. There's an illusory wall there, and there's an item to the top right of here. And the wolf that looks like it's asleep, it's just, I think it's just dead. And you get the Legion, so you can ask to join the Covenant. And those are the Farron, so you're going to be a watchdog of Farron if you join that Covenant. And then eventually, if people are walking around in that wooded area, then you are going to go in there and pretty much invade them. So you can, kill them off just for entering the woods. So anybody who trespasses in there is pretty much fucked, essentially. Especially if you get like one or two. And the most I've seen in there was 2 people invade me at once. Look at that gorgeous view. Praise the moon. There is no moon. And there's Stray Demon. And then the gate area. Let's take on Stray Demon. Now what I don't show off... I don't show it off. But if you kill him, you get his soul, you actually get Havel's ring for turning in that soul to that guy. So my goal, once I do this, I was like, oh, Stray Demon's in the game. I didn't know that. I didn't know I was running into him that day either. But you can get Havel's Ring, which obviously gives you increased equipment load. It helps me out quite a bit. That means I can carry a bow, a bow and arrow, and sword, shield, and my talisman all in one go, without sacrificing my rolling. But he essentially plays the same. He's got a grab, which that grab infamously throws a lot of people. Like, all the recordings I've seen of this after I got this stuff done, a lot of people just get thrown, like, get grabbed by him, and he throws them just clean the fuck off the thing. Like, off the bridge. Just clean. So your best bet is to not get grabbed by him. Don't get grabbed by him and you'll be fine. Just stay behind him. There's not much he can do when you're behind him. That's the big enemy problem in this game. Just stay behind him. They can't do much if you're attacking their fucking legs or their butt. Now, if they have a tail whip type of thing, you'll know. Especially if they're, like, heavily focused on, oh, look at that long-ass fucking tail. You'll be able to tell. It's all in the character design. So now I'm looking at the other gate, and I'm trying to get an idea as to where that is. But it looks, it's on the opposite side of the Undead Settlement area. You see all those little things over there? It's where we picked up that guy. So all the way on the other side of that bridge is the Undead Settlement. The progression, like, is crazy. And how the world is just so big and everything is connected is even more insane. Because we went all the way down, under, and then to the other side just to make it over here to where we could possibly get to said bridge for it to connect. But obviously that bridge is not connected. It's fucking busted. So now I'm going to keep moving on. I'm thinking I'm going to fall off, and I'm just like, okay, there's got to be something over here that's going to try and knock me off. And nothing. So I hugged the wall, cut my shield up. Was not having that. Now I see, I thought that, I was like, that dragon looks like it's alive. And I was like, it's not moving though. And the dragon is not alive by any means. I was like, I see a lot of shiny stuff, but the dragon's not doing anything. That dragon's dead. It won't move, it won't do anything. And I do believe the Dragon Crush Shield is what I use up until now, up until current. That's the shield I wind up using. Because I got the Silver Knight shield eventually, but I wound up hating using that. And then and that reduces the weight that I have, and it gives me better on the physical attack power and whatnot. It gives me better damage against magic and fire, which, you know, that does help. So there's the shield. That's the one I'm using. I was like, okay, I can still parry, and I'm good. That is going to be a permanent equipment change, I think, until I find something better. This place is just surrounded with mooks, or just, you know, swarms of mooks here. It's not that bad though. It could be worse. Try to range battle. Yeah, with Stray Demon. All the way over there. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on. I'm just doing a little screen transition here, and really not much else to see here. Now that we're back down to the bottom part of the floor there, I went back and grabbed Havel's Ring. Did some upgrading for the weapons. that sort of thing. So now we're gonna go ahead and make our way to that third tower, which understandably would be the harder one to get through. But now we've got to fight these large things because they are in our way, and these are the giant enemies that don't really give a fuck if you're fucking with them. They will come fuck with you because you were there. But they're not necessarily, they don't take a lot of damage. Or they take a lot of damage. For being so big, they can't really take a hit very well. So that explosion thing, that would suck. Oh shit, I should have just attacked while he was doing that. Gotta work on using the same two buttons at the same damn time. And if one more of those would have hit me, I'm pretty sure I would have been dead. But yeah, that's essentially it. I try to draw them into the dry land and hopefully not have to worry about it, because again, it starts getting real deep and I can't run to save my life. Yeah, and I can't roll. So fighting them on the in this type of water would not be advantageous at all. And I'm looking for another one because I know there was a second one. That was the one that actually killed me originally. So I instead decided to just go ahead and go for it. And there he is right there. At the mark. That man was ready. Got poisoned. Got hit by that fire, rolling all over the place, not knowing what's behind me. I'm trying to get up that fucking thing there, but I completely miss it. Now, luckily for me, he goes around. And I was still able to roll through and get around there. So now I'll be able to get to our next destination here. Our next little objective. And he will come up here instead. So I lucked out because I should have died. I think I should have died there. Moved too far away from their lock, man. Damn. You know, I don't die in this area. I got to go relatively fast. Actually, I didn't die in quite a few of these areas now that I think about it. I'm alright with that. On the bone. I'm making sure there's nothing else. Somebody's just going to walk up to me and just smack me one time while I'm trying to get this done. But then again, it goes into a cutscene, so I'm not too worried about it. And while you're interacting with doors and switches and everything like that, I don't think you take damage. So, matter of fact, I was watching some guy's animated shorts about Dark Souls 3, and he was like, oh, I can just open up doors, and he's just getting attacked by, like, everything, but he's not taking any damage. It was funny. Alright, so that's technically the third and last one that we were supposed to come and activate. However, because I missed the first one, I was just like, oh, well, I guess I gotta keep on going. So, in ways of exploration, we kept on going here because there's a back area to this place as well. Now we're invaded. Now I see the invasion circle, but there's nothing there. So now I know that they're rocking him with some sort of invisibility, so I'm swinging around. And that activates them. So I'm fighting against this damn thing with the stupid ass head. They have a pickaxe. Pickaxe and a crossbow and then some magic. And I went for the backstab, nothing. Now I have the homeward bone set just in case. So I'm like, alright, I was like, I'm out of Estus. I got magic. This is for that small heal. And he's gonna use Estus. And he did it again. Alright, hit him with that, so now he can no longer do that shit. And I can just finish him off. Alright. Now, I essentially already picked up some of his stuff. I don't know... I don't know how. I may have actually, I may have actually fought him before in this place. He just happened to invade me in one spot or another. And I fought it, got all his shit, and I was just like, what the fuck? That's weird. I was like, why the hell is he here? And now that I'm thinking on it, oh yeah, and in killing them, I actually got Estus back, so that wound up working out pretty well. And now we got these damn basilisks again. They still go down pretty easy. I'm waiting for all that shit to drop down while still surveying the area in which I'm in. Yeah, I see that big guy over there. I'm just like, that looks dangerous. Treasure up there. But I can't breach it. I can't very well get to it. Right now I'm cursed to just walk through it, so I stopped giving a fuck at this point. And I'm running out of purple moss clumps anyway. I just want to see what was over here. This is just around that opposite area where we were coming up. It's just basically all the way around that side of where it is. I like I'm doing fucking hand gestures. You guys can't see what I'm talking about. But you guys get it. Alright. Running pretty low. But all things considered, I don't have to use poison moss clumps, these purple moss clumps anyway. I have to use the other ones. The much better ones, because Toxin comes into play later. So now I'm just in, well, fuck it, I'm about to die mode. Looking around. Gonna use another one. Alright, then we're gonna go to this little area here. I do believe there's gonna be a cut coming up here soon. We got the golden scroll. We need that for that sorcerer guy that we met in the last part, who said he was gonna teach us stuff, but we have to give him scrolls. And we got all the other poison resistant stuff, the stuff that helps with poison resistance, but you'll look silly if you wear it. And I remember these, but I was like, oh, it was like, that poison resistant shit is not better than what I have on, so I'm not going to use it. The Drang armor, seriously, just fucking get the giant to do stupid shit, and then just get this armor. It works. And you're not wearing a dress. Hell, that's the best you can ask for, really. Keep your fashion souls on point. Alright, so I do leave here, because I was just like, everything's too far, go ahead and go back and go get in the floor. So I cut back to the area in which the other, where the last whatchamacallit is at, the switch, or the fire, I mean, for the door. I get goddamn well surrounded. And that was the third one. So after activating all three of these, that gate will open. We will be heading on to there'll be two paths. One will be leading back to the Road of Sacrifice, while the other will be leading on to the next area. Which we won't be seeing that next area until the next sit down. But anyway, I just cut to the... I was like, alright, after that's done, all we had to do was just come back through here anyway. So, we didn't miss much. Bonfire ahead. And it's quite a bit of a ways ahead. It's not just sitting around here, which I do obviously look for it, just to be safe. Don't want to miss any opportunities to get a bonfire. Not that I need it, though. Now, it's a good thing I climbed up here first. Those guys won't attack me or do shit to me. That guy, he will make them attack me, just like in the Road of Sacrifice area, or the area before that. I can't remember what it's called. Maybe it is Road of Sacrifice. Yeah, not even chill. They're not trying to attack me. They'll only attack me until after I attack them, or until he activates them. Apparently those things are scared of you. They don't want none of that. Showing off that lower area, that's where we just were. And then, of course, we got more of these Dark Knight things over here. It was nice to see these guys in Dark Souls 3. I don't remember seeing them in Dark Souls 2. And again, my memory could just be really bad. I don't remember seeing these guys at all. Because I would have hella loved to grind it out just to get their shield. I'm still trying to grind them out to actually get their shields now. I have their whole entire armor set and their sword, which I'm currently rocking. But, Jesus, like, I'm trying to get their shield, and I've got no clue how the hell I'm gonna get that. And there's next bonfire, and down straight through that path leads back to where we started. In this part here. And basically through there is 3 enemies who do the poison damage, and 1 of the crystal lizards, which I do kill off camera because, again, there's no sense in me showing that off. They were really easy to kill. But now we're walking on through. We already killed one of those knights there, so we're gonna fight another one. He's been weakened because we just fought the enemies up there already, so he just made it easy for me to do what I needed to do. And he got buried, and that's how he died. Now he's dead. And I got the dark gauntlets from him. And I wanted to see if I could actually use them. And do I? I don't remember. I don't think I do. No. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't. Not yet, anyway. I think I do use them later. Around here killed. So yeah, we're essentially at the boss at this point. There's quite a few of these guys around here, but honestly, it's really nothing that you can't handle. And again, I feel like I am mowing these guys down pretty quick. There's another one over there. And there's supposed to be 2 more sitting down there, but I do believe those knights killed them all already. Weird fun fact about those things down there. They won't move at all until you attack them. Which doesn't make any sense. Or if you, like, get directly in front of them. But I was on the side and behind them, and they didn't care. They just didn't give a fuck until I did something. I was like, fine, I'll just go behind you and do the backstab. Let me see if it'll actually go. Yeah, got up right behind him. Didn't react to me running up to him or anything. And he didn't react to me backstabbing the other one. Weird. Just weird. Yep. It's time for a real fight, and you can hear it. There's conflict going on in there. But I didn't want to go in there just yet, and I did happen to see a summon sign behind me. So I figured, why not? Let's use him. But not right now. I think we're gonna run back to the bonfire first. Oh no. Oh, I actually do change my mind. Wow. I just said fuck it. I was like, I got 5. I was like, I better make it work. Because I was like, because if I did go back to the bonfire, I'd have to deal with all these enemies again, and then deal with the Black Knights as well, or the Black Forest Knights, whatever the hell they're called. I didn't want to deal with them again. So we summoned the NPC, and I just wanted to get this done and over with, because at this point it was time for me to go to sleep for the night anyway. And that guy gives you an emote by my sword. Or a gesture, whatever they're called in this game. Now, I was not expecting this. I heard conflict, but I wasn't expecting this fight. And that dude straight up murders the other fucking guy. Holy shit. Yep, he's just like, oh, well, I just killed this guy. You fucking want some now? This guy's ready to go. And so are we. Now, I found one weird quirk about this fight. These guys did not seem to do nearly as much damage, or I did a lot of damage to them. And the fact that I can stun them or stagger them while I'm doing this, I can deflect, or I can parry them and backstab them. It makes this fight pretty easy. The only reason why I think this is probably one of the coolest fights in the game is that the guy that he stabbed will actually try to get up and fucking help you, even though he'll die in the process because he just wants revenge on that other guy. And then, not to mention that this is a two-phase fight. Probably cheated a little bit by summoning that other guy, but I figured if I didn't summon that other guy, I was like, well, maybe he's got some quest line, and maybe I met him. I don't remember who the hell I meet in these games. So, but yeah, we're taking on the Abyss Watchers. These are the first guys who have the flame, or the something. I forget what the main objective of this game is. All I know is don't die. Don't lose your souls. With all the blood of everybody else, this man gets hit with an ember. This just like we do, sort of. And now, he's back up. He's ready to fuck us up. Now again, you can parry and backstab these guys. So is this necessarily a difficult fight? Not really. Just watch out for the dumb shit. He's still shooting at the fucking guy that's not there anymore. Oh yeah, but he hella reminded me of like a faster version of Blinn. I was just like, oh, Lord. Yeah, in this second phase, you're essentially taking down 2 health bars. And this, again, it seems like they deliberately made their health kind of shit. Because you're gonna have to do this twice, and on top of that, there's 3 of them. Well, I don't know what the hell that was, but I thought it was a grab, and apparently it's just slash. And I don't think I discovered the backstab until accidentally. I just got up behind him, and I was just like, well, you know, I'll just get behind him, and then I believe I stabbed him in the back. I think that was this. I fought these guys at least 4 other times afterwards. For PvE. Oh no, there it is. Right there. That's when I discovered it. I was like, wait, are you fucking serious? I was like, I'll do it again. I was like, I'll just fucking do it again. Fuck that. And then, yeah, so I'm trying to see if he can be parried too. But I'm pretty sure it's already beyond that point where I'm just like, okay, I don't want to die trying to do this. Because why not? But yeah, that was a pretty kick-ass fight. And that was the first Lord of Cinder. That was the first boss after the... That was, you know, that was the... After all this, the rest of the bosses I have not fought. And by walking over there, it activates the next area. Time for happiness. Or so the game says. But anyway, that's it, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.